Today, we're diving into a cosmic courtroom drama, straight from Christian theology.
So here's the big question. This wasn't a fight about power, it was all about character.
It started with a serious charge. Lucifer claimed God was a selfish and unjust ruler.
The claim was that God was actually evil. And you can't just dismiss that, you have to disprove it.
This created a huge problem for God. I mean, how do you defend your own character?
Well, if he used force, that would just prove the point, right? The only way out was to prove his goodness.
So God came up with this wild plan. He'd become the living evidence and stand trial himself.
He made a perfect living copy of himself in a human. That was Jesus, God's character without the perks.
And Scripture is surprisingly clear on this. Check out this phrase from Hebrews. Exact representation. Think of it like a perfect wax seal. It's not like the original, it is the image.
And Jesus says it himself, right? If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. Super direct.
So it was official. Jesus' character was now God's character on trial for everyone to see.
This meant Satan was basically given free rein to test this character in any way he could.
The whole point was to get just one sinful reaction, one moment of selfishness or anger.
And the stakes? So high. A single failure would mean God's character was flawed, and he'd lose. But for every attack, Jesus had a perfect response. He just never cracked.
So the verdict from his life was clear. You couldn't find any evil in God's character. But wait, the trial wasn't quite over. There was still one last piece of evidence to present. You see, the cross wasn't a defeat. It was actually the final, most powerful piece of evidence. Think about it. The one accused of being a selfish tyrant let himself be killed for others.
I mean, that is the literal polar opposite of the accusation. You can't argue with that.
And just like that, the accusation was silenced forever. Not by force, but by love.
So how did God win? He put himself on display, let his character be tested, and proved the accuser wrong.
So Jesus' life stands as the eternal proof that God is and always was completely good.
So here's a final thought. Does thinking of the cross as evidence change how you see it?